Welcome to STEMBoT.
Welcome to STEMBoT. STEMBoT is a bi-monthly podcast intended to bring science,
technology,
engineering, math straight to your ears from our STEMBoT studio. Hang on, we'll take you for a ride that includes a whole lot of fun and a little bit of education on the side. Stay tuned.
Nice to be in orbit.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the STEMBoT podcast. My name is Joe Garoutte and I'll be your host. Joining me as always is my trusty cyber buddy, STEMBoT. Hello, STEMBoT.
Hello, Joe.
For those of you who have been with us from the beginning, you have probably noticed some changes in the show since we constantly are trying new things, learning from our experiences as we go, and trying new formats. This show is an example. 2 episodes ago in SPX8, we cut the time of the episode down to roughly 6 minutes, stating that our second episode of each month was going to follow suit. Well, here we are on episode SPX10, and we'll be doing just that, giving you a snippet instead of a full-length episode. We have heard from some of you that you like the change, and we're thrilled to hear it. If you have feedback for us, please send us a note. STEMBoT loves to open mail.
I'd open all the mail, but I haven't gone mobile yet, so I can't get down to the snail mail box.
STEMBoT, I promise that as soon as we can outfit you with a set of wheels or a drone apparatus, we will set you free to do just that.
Whee! That makes my circuits buzz, calculating the possibilities.
I bet it does, buddy. You know, a week ago when the snow really started coming down in the Columbia River Gorge, I could have sent you up to capture the drone footage I shot. The camera view was spectacular. You'll see a link to a clip in the show notes. Huge white flakes were wafting from the sky, mounds of snow were piling up on the sledding hill out back of STEMBoT Studios, and oh, the wintry beauty covering the trees, the buildings, and the roads. Yeah, living in a year-round wonderland like the Gorge fills our hearts with joy, but a little snow can make some changes. With the mountain slopes, thick forests, crystal clear rivers, most of the time, it's nature's playground. However, for many people, if they were caught unprepared and can't get to the supermarket, it gets pretty scary. If the power goes out, generally so does the heat and hot water, and the internet and TV.
For a STEMBoT like me, that's very scary.
Good thing we have you backed up on several drives.
Yeah, thanks, Joe.
You bet. So as the snow kept piling up, day after day after day, businesses closed, theater performances were canceled, and muscles got an unexpected workout from having to shovel snow. For some, like producer Michael Friend, it was depressing. But the STEMBoT podcast is about the positive aspects of STEM. So what is the upside of 2 feet of snow in Mr. Friend's 50-yard-long, 10-foot-wide driveway? What is causing this late winter blast? And what does STEM have to do with it?
What's STEM have to do with it?
Oh, STEMBoT, that was pretty good. Okay, so back to the benefit of all this snow. In short, it's the water.
Cool, clear water. Water.
Oh, STEMBoT. Okay. So, snow building up in our driveways and roads not only annoys us at times, it is the equivalent of a rainstorm in terms of its impact on the land annually. Where the snow really helps is when it falls at higher elevations to create a pack of snow, a snowpack. Snowpack eventually becomes runoff, which fills streams, rivers, lakes, and reservoirs. Melting snow supplies up to 50% of the world's fresh water and around 75% of water to the American West. Major considerations regarding the amount of runoff that comes from snow are its texture and density. While powdery snow is prime for skiing, it does not contain as much water moisture as wet snow. Deeper snowpack and wetter snow both increase density and compress lower layers. This compression changes the crystalline structure of the snowpack. Both density and structure help regulate how quickly the snowpack melts and how much water runs off. The geography and climate of the mountains influence the amount of water that its snowpack can deliver. For example, 1 foot of snowpack can produce up to 1.5 inches of water in the Appalachians. By comparison, in Colorado, where the snow is drier, a foot of snowy powder might yield only 1 inch of water. In January 2019, the snowpack in California was 67% of normal. Back-to-back storms in February socked the Sierra Nevada mountains with so much snow that some ski and snowboard resorts had to completely or partially close for days at a time. The snowpack level now is approximately 136%. The snowpocalypse we all experienced may temporarily save California from its recent devastating drought situation. However, snowpacks are becoming less reliable because of climate change. I know, it's that dreaded term that seems to divide more than it unites, but let's just talk about it for a second. It's a short show, remember? Now, as global temperatures rise, mountain glaciers melt and don't recover. Snowpack doesn't build as high or as often and melts sooner. Another huge challenge that warmer temperatures present is snow drought, where precipitation falls as rain instead of snow. When rain falls on mountain heights, water quickly fills reservoirs earlier than anticipated and can result in excess water that does not get stored. Since rain flows more quickly than snowmelt, there can also be a significant loss of groundwater recharge. Freshwater supply from snowmelt runoff feeds streams, fills reservoirs, and provides water to everyone from coastal urbanites to farmers everywhere. No water, no plants. No plants, no farms. No farms, no supermarket. Now, are we suddenly okay that we can't get to the Piggly Wiggly for a week because our driveway and roads are impassable? Well, kinda. The message here is that it's all connected. Science teaches us about the cycle of water and why it's important. Technology, engineering, and math are not only involved in measuring rainfall and snowpack, but in creating reservoirs to help us irrigate and to drink fresh water. You know, we started talking about how snow impacted our lives personally. But as we think globally, we just have to remember that those snow events are a good thing for the planet. And that wraps it up for our short episode for SPX10. Say goodbye, STEMBoT.
Goodbye, STEMBoT.
The STEMpunks podcast is sponsored by Cottywomple Creative. Much like a drop of water, Cottywomple Creative is on a purposeful journey towards a vague destination. You can check them out at cottywomplecreative.com. And many thanks to our patrons on Patreon. Without you, this podcast wouldn't be possible. And finally, we'd like to give a shout out to Columbia Insight, independent environmental journalism. Columbia Insight inspires, educates, and encourages dialogue about environmental and conservation issues affecting the Columbia River Basin.
And check out our new Laughing Dava website at laughingdava.net.